Welcome to Bendigan Channel, the self-help channel that improves your life. In this video, you will learn how to build healthy habits to lose weight and live a healthy lifestyle in the right and scientifically proven way. The material in this video is sourced from the book The Shift, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book has the theme of habit formation in general. Still, in this video, I try to modify it by including ideas about weight loss and a healthy lifestyle without obscuring the original views of the book. Here are the materials I cover in this video. How small habits can have a surprisingly powerful impact on your weight loss journey. How the habit process is formed to become an automatic behavior that supports your weight loss. How to form healthy living habits by understanding the 4 habit-forming step patterns. How to develop healthy living habits effectively and permanently by understanding the laws of behavior change. How to make doing a sport that you don't like into a habit without making you suffer. How to force yourself to go on a diet without feeling forced. Generally, bad habits make you addicted, but how can you make yourself addicted to making good habits? How to deal with anxiety, worry, and stress about the future results of your diet and exercise. How a habit tracker can help you build healthy habits more effectively and last longer. How habit contracts can be a very effective tool to keep you from having the courage to skip your morning run even once. If you want more details about what I have to offer above, stay with me until the end of the video. Don't forget to take your time to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Let's get started. You probably weren't aware of this, but around 40% of what we do daily is routine. Because of this, a significant portion of our lives is lived on autopilot to practically all intents and purposes. Take a moment to process this question and take stock of the routines you follow. Do they make you more powerful or make you less powerful? Do they shackle you, or do they set you free? Do they assist you in achieving your goals, or do they work against you? We, therefore, begin this lesson with 2 quotes. This quote gives us an understanding of how important it is to have good habits so that your life becomes more quality. First quote. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude. Colin Powell. Second quote. You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. John C. Maxwell. Well, maybe now you entirely understand the broad picture of how much habits mean to our lives. So, what positive habits do you want to build in your life? Maybe you want to run every morning, exercise in the gym every afternoon, eat fruit, and avoid foods with high sugar content. The bad news is that building a habit is easier said than done. But the good news is that to build positive habits, you don't have to put in a tremendous amount of effort, you don't have to be someone you're not, and you don't have to burden and torture yourself. All you need to do is to perform small actions with consistent repetition. Yeah, right, that's all. It sounds absurd, but many scientific studies prove that small actions that are done repeatedly will become a habit that has a significant positive impact. I want you to picture an airplane taxiing to the runway in Los Angeles before it takes off. New York City is where the airplane is going to land. Following the pilot's entry of all the pertinent data into the aircraft's onboard computer, the aircraft can lift off and fly on the desired course. However, imagine that not long after launch, the pilot makes a minor correction to the flight route planned by accident. The angle merely shifts by 3.5 degrees, which is hardly noticeable and amounts to a difference of only a few feet. Nobody, not even the pilot or the passengers, seems to notice when the nose of the airplane veers ever so slightly to one side of the flight path. But the result of this seemingly insignificant adjustment would have a significant bearing on the entire trip across the United States. At the end of their journey, the pilot and passengers would land in Washington, District of Columbia, rather than New York City. The pilot would be even more confused than the passengers. The illustration of the plane's flight explains that even a small change can significantly impact us without our realizing it. There are 3 keywords in this illustration. Small actions. Awareness. Huge impact. Now we will bring these 3 keywords into actual events that most people experience, maybe including ourselves. You want to shape your body to be slimmer. To achieve that goal, you do sit-ups 100 times. Is it the next day your body becomes slimmer? Of course not. You spend a liter of Coca-Cola at night watching the Champions League final between Manchester United and Juventus. Is it the next day your body will turn into fat? Of course not. But if you do sit-ups with far fewer repetitions than before, say 30 repetitions, and you do it every day for 6 months regularly and consistently, you may not realize that your body loses weight little by little every day. You will be surprised that your weight has decreased significantly, far from what you previously imagined. Likewise, with Coca-Cola drinks, if you watch television every day accompanied by only a glass of Coca-Cola, you may not realize that your body is gradually getting fatter every day. You will be surprised when your weight has increased drastically by 6 months. As you watch this video, I hope you can conclude that small actions that you do regularly and consistently will produce a massive change in your life. Miraculously, it happens without you knowing it. The good news is that this impact can last a long time and even become permanent. That is the incredible power of small actions. This impact will not always be seen in real time. After a while, you'll notice the effects of your habits. If you feel frustrated because you don't get any changes, try to be consistent with your small actions. Being consistent can mean persistence in going through a process. So focus on the process you are going through rather than the results you will get. This concept is the same as when your child whines for his dream toy. You teach your children to leave the rest of their pocket money to put in the piggy bank daily. Your child may be disappointed in 1 to 3 months because the savings are insufficient. But you teach them the right things and assure them they are on the right track. And sure enough, at the end of the year, they can buy the toys of their dreams with the money they save. This illustration teaches that as long as you are on the right track, no matter how much progress you make, try to stay on that path. You can always stay on the right track by building positive habits. How do you build positive habits? Keep watching this video. What do people do first when they open their eyes in the morning? Of course, not everyone does the same thing. Some went straight to the bathroom to wash their face and brush their teeth, some prayed and were grateful, and some immediately grabbed their cell phones. How about you? Without you knowing, your actions run automatically. You don't have to think about what to do when you wake up. It happens because you do the same thing over and over for a long time. It is called a habit. Automatic actions form from the consolidation of learned behaviors into ingrained routines. Try to pay attention to your other habits. When you open the car door, you always look in the mirror first. When you want to eat, you always wash your hands first, and so on. Everything you do is without a thought process, or in other words, completely automatic. This habit dominates all the activities we do throughout the day in our lives. You may ask how this habit can be formed and ingrained. Edward Thorndike, a psychologist in the 19th century, researched the subject of cats. He made a black box and put some cats in it. He wanted to know how long the cat would take to get out of the black box. He watched the cat walk in circle for a long time, looking for a way out. In the end, the cat found and pressed a lever so that the door of the black box opened. The cat managed to escape. Thorndike repeated his experiment with the cat several times and in the same way. It turned out that Thorndike got different results from each repetition of his experiment. The more often the experiment is carried out, the faster it will take the cat to escape. In his last experiment, the cat didn't look for a way anymore but went straight to the black box door opening lever. Suppose you pay close attention to the process of this experiment. In that case, you will see that the act of the cat walking toward the lever and then opening the door and finally exiting is an action that has become a cat's habit. With his experiments, Thorndike bequeathed us a valuable and fundamental knowledge. When a cat manages to get out of the black box, the cat feels positive feelings, the satisfaction of freedom. The pleasure of the cat's freedom will encourage the cat to repeat the action repeatedly until it becomes a habit. From this experiment, there are 4 crucial points. There is a cue that encourages the cat to find a way out, to find a lever. There is a cat's desire to change the situation from being trapped in a box to freedom. There is an action taken by the cat to press the lever. There is a positive feeling that cats get towards their freedom. The conclusions drawn from this experiment also apply to us as humans. I will bring the results of this experiment into a concrete example of our weight loss journey. Based on this experiment, we know that the habit formation process includes a 4-step pattern. The first step in every habit begins with the presence of cue. The cue is the trigger that starts the entire process. You realize your weight is increasing and disproportionately. Therefore, you want to build the habit of running every morning. You put your running shoes right next to the mattress so that it is the only thing you see when you open your eyes. Running shoes signal you to take actions that allow you to run. The second step is the desire to achieve or change something, craving. After the trigger, in the form of sports shoes, is present, the desire to lose weight immediately encourages you to get up from the mattress, put on your shoes, and run. Putting on your shoes and running is the third step we call response. The fourth step is the existence of positive feelings as a reward after doing an action. Your body getting fitter and your weight gradually dropping is a reward you get from your actions. This positive feeling will make you want to keep repeating your actions. Over time, this action will become a habit. Likewise, with other habits you want to form, you want to get used to a healthy diet, develop the habit of going to bed early, or drink 8 glasses of water a day for the rest of your life. It follows the same step pattern: cue, craving, response, and reward. At this point, I hope you have a good understanding of what the process of forming a habit is. It's not enough to end here. We have to understand how to develop good habits that can lead you to achieve happiness in life. To develop good habits, James derived 4 laws of behavior change from the 4-step pattern, each in pairs according to the order of the steps. These 4 laws are fundamental to supporting your success in forming the new habits I discussed earlier. This law of behavior change is how we make the circumstances around us, which influence our actions, positively support our efforts to form new habits. We must make the environment more accessible to ourselves to form new habits. Otherwise, we have to make it difficult to continue developing bad habits. Environmental factors are the key to hacking the process of forming good and productive habits. It is evidenced by research conducted by Anne Thorndike, a doctor who practices in London. He wanted to find the most effective way to improve his patients' eating and snacking habits. It is a complex problem to solve for most of the medical professionals there. This problem will be straightforward if patients have strong wills and high discipline, but in fact, they do not. Departing from this problem, Anne redesigned the layout of the food and drinks in the hospital canteen. Unhealthy beverages such as soda are placed in a place that is difficult to see and reach, and healthy drinks such as mineral water are placed in an easily visible and affordable area. This study lasted for 3 months and resulted in positive conclusions. Sales of sodas fell 11%, while mineral water increased by 25%. These results prove that creating a positive environment by presenting cues for patients to drink water can form new positive habits. When patients come to the canteen to buy drinks, they don't ask the salesperson if there is soda, but they take the first drink they see. In other words, and can assist the patient in the formation of healthier habits without requiring the patient to make a deliberate choice to do so. You've seen evidence that environmental factors are the key to hacking the process of forming good and productive habits, right? Now let's continue discussing the 4 laws of behavior change from the 4-step pattern. The law of behavior change is about how we make the circumstances around us, which influence our actions, positively support our efforts to form new habits. James teaches us that for the 4 habit-building steps to work, they must have the following characteristics. Make the cue clear. Do you still remember the illustration I described earlier about building the habit of running in the morning? I'm talking about those shoes you put right beside your bed. Don't you remember? Well, that sports shoe is a cue, trigger. When you put the shoe in a visible place so that it is the first thing you see when you wake up, you have implemented the first law of behavior change. Make the cue clear. Making the cue clear will give you good results, but if you want to multiply them, then perfect the cue. You can use what is known as an implementation intention. Implementation intention means the desire to take any action with a precise plan. Implementation intention has very high effectiveness in realizing an action. Hundreds of studies have proved this. And the great thing is that anyone can apply it because it is effortless to form. All you need to do is make a specific plan for the action you want to take. You have an excellent opportunity to realize your action when you do it. To establish a specific plan, you can include elements such as who will do it, what, when, where, and how it will be done. Implementation intention also means that you set a conditional situation as a trigger to perform an action you previously planned. Therefore, implementation intention is usually manifested in self-talk, such as, I will take action X if situation Y happens to me. When in reality, situation Y arises, it will trigger you to take action X. For example, if sports shoes exist, I will exercise. Seeing sports shoes is a trigger for exercising. If you have free time and then go to the shoe rack, chances are you will pick up casual shoes and go hang out with your friends. However, because you already have an implementation intention that acts as a rule that guides your actions, you will confidently eliminate casual shoes and choose sports shoes. The best implementation intention combines specific plans with situational conditions, as triggers for an action. For example, if the rain stops at 4 p.m., I will go to the gym with my friends by cycling. My instructor will guide me there by training my arm and leg muscles. I will practice for 1 hour. Make the craving interesting. Craving is a powerful desire for something. The general rule of thumb in this world is that people are more strongly motivated to do or have something if it interests them. When you desire to change your body shape to be slimmer by doing regular morning runs, I can ensure that having a slim body shape is your dream. Let's talk about desire more deeply. In 1954, neurologists James Olds and Peter Milner experimented with unraveling the mystery of desire from a neuroscientific perspective. In short, they kept some mice alive without dopamine. The research yielded astonishing results. It turned out that without dopamine flowing through their nerves, the mice had no desire to live. They don't want to reproduce, eat, drink, or do anything else. Predictably, in the end, they died of hunger and thirst. The results of this study conclude that dopamine is vital for living things, including us as humans, to live a more meaningful life. The release of dopamine in our bodies as the output of action makes us feel pleasure and satisfaction with addiction. This feeling drives us to keep repeating the action. Activities performed repeatedly will form a habit. Actually, doing the action that gives us pleasure is not strictly necessary to experience the effects of dopamine. Within the brain's reward system framework, having a desire for something is on par with actually obtaining it. Well, this is good for us. You simply have a desire that appeals to you. Then the dopamine effect will naturally flow in your nervous system and trigger you to take action to make your wish come true. So make the craving interesting. So far, when we've discussed how beneficial it is for us to have an attractive desire to develop a habit, it all looks good, doesn't it? But what if we have no interest in certain actions that we take, even though those actions are essential to building the habits we are targeting? Here's a clever way to tackle it. Temptation bundling. Temptation bundling is where you take the behavior you find essential but unattractive and associate it with the behavior you are attracted to. It is how you can use dopamine to your advantage when building new habits. It happened to Ronan Byrne, an Irish engineering student. Ronan was aware he needed to exercise more but didn't like exercising. As a result, procrastination undermined his desire to exercise. There's no exercise dopamine running through his nervous system. On the other hand, he enjoys watching Netflix. If Ronan treated these two acts separately, he would leave sports and choose to watch Netflix. However, with a clever concept, he can combine these two activities into a single unit that is mutually supportive and beneficial. How does Ronan do it? Ronan made striking changes to his bike. He connected his bike to his laptop and created a fantastic program. The program instructs his computer to allow Netflix to run only if Ronan is cycling at a certain speed. This method turns an unpleasant activity into a pleasurable one by associating a sport he dislikes with a habit he naturally enjoys. It is a great and intelligent way to use it. You are not an engineering student who can engineer a program like Roni, but based on his experience, you can adopt his brilliant ideas in your life. To establish a set of guidelines for your behavior, you can mix temptation bundling and habit stacks. Here is the formula for habit stacking and temptation bundling. After, current habit, I will, habit I need. After, habit I need, I will, habit I want. After doing 50 reps of push-ups, need, I will surf social media, want. After I drink fruit juice, need, I will watch a movie, want. After my gym workout, need, I will hang out with friends, want. Etc. Doing what you need to do means you can do what you want to do. Simply find a way to make those unattractive but necessary actions pleasurable, and you'll be able to ride a wave of dopamine while also building positive habits. Make the action easy. Making it difficult for yourself will make the cue and craving useless. It will only be intentions you never realize in tangible form, action. Building positive new habits is not as easy as it sounds. They will become easy to do if we know how to treat them. Therefore, remember that forming a new habit means bringing something new into your life. We tend to reject something new to replace something that has long resided in us and has made us comfortable. Suppose we are used to enjoying a few cigarettes and coffee. In that case, it is certainly not easy to replace it with the habit of running in the morning. In the beginning, when you start running, you may quickly complain that running in the morning tortures you. Therefore, you must adapt to your new habit by making the action easy to do and not making it difficult or burdensome. Even if you want to multiply the results, besides making the action easy, you have to make the action fun. Easy and fun activities will create consistency. And you already know that habit means consistency in action. In his book Atomic Habits, James Clear has shown how to make an action easy. The first way is to reduce friction. Here's an illustration. You don't have to go to a stadium far from your home. You must respond immediately by getting out of bed, putting on your shoes, and running around the park closest to your house. Of course, you have to get dressed first. The distance the stadium is from your home is friction, and you have reduced it by running in a park close to your home. Friction occurs in both directions. You may lower friction to develop good habits, but you can also increase friction to eliminate bad habits. So, if you want to reduce the habit of snacking, then remove some snack items from your shopping list. It will create enough friction to ensure you only snack when you really want to. The second way is the 2-minute rule. What's that? The concept is to build new habits without overwhelming you. Starting with light action will keep you on track in the long run. So when you start to run for the first time, start with a goal of 15 minutes each day. You may want to double that to 30 minutes in the second week. Please don't overwhelm yourself by running once a week for 60 minutes, it will throw you off track. Or, when you build a habit of drinking 8 glasses of water a day, start with 1 glass in the morning and then divide the rest proportionally until bedtime. It's much better than drinking 4 glasses at once in the morning. If you run for 15 minutes, your chances of re-running the next day will be great. After you drink a glass of water in the morning, maybe 3 hours later, you will continue. All you have to do is make yourself comfortable first when you first introduce a new habit. Make the reward satisfy yourself. The key to continually repeating an action willingly and happily is to make the outcome of the action satisfying to you. When you finish running, you will feel the sweat dripping all over your body. You will feel the freshness you get, feel your body getting fitter every day, and see the weight gradually decrease from month to month. Doesn't everything satisfy you? Finally, we come to the last discussion of the law of behavior change. The ideas I convey from the beginning of the video to this point are based on scientific research and authentic experience. Likewise, in this discussion, I will start with an experience from Luby, who works at Procter & Gamble, producing household care items, soaps, and detergents. When assigned to Karachi, Pakistan, he managed to reduce endemic diarrhea and infect children by 52%. Not only that, but he also reduced the number of pneumonia cases by 48% and skin infections by 35%. His achievements were made possible by educating residents about the importance of washing their hands with soap for good health. Actually, this education about hygiene and health is nothing new for them, it's just that they are reluctant to adopt it as a habit. However, when Luby introduced a premium scented soap produced by Procter & Gamble and distributed for free, residents began to get used to washing their hands. How could this happen? It turned out that the soap that Luby gave differed from the soap they used. Besides making hands clean, this soap is easy to lather, gentle on hands and smells good. The advantages of this soap are that it provides a satisfying reward for them when washing their hands. In the end, washing their hands became a fun activity for them and gradually became a habit. Stephen Luby's experience exemplifies the final and most critical rule for behavior change. Make the reward satisfy yourself. Making rewards that satisfy ourselves sounds excellent, doesn't it? But in reality, It often clashes with what scientists know as an immediate return environment on the one hand and a delayed return environment on the other. What's that? When you expect your actions to produce clear and immediate results, that is the definition of an immediate return environment. This mindset has been formed since the time of our ancestors, 200,000 years ago. Our ancestors did not consider long-term rewards such as saving for the future, exercising, or going on a diet. They concentrate on immediate issues such as what to get for tomorrow's meal and how to protect themselves from the wild animals that stalk them. This focus on immediate returns can encourage bad habits. Drinking vodka in excess can damage your liver in the long run, but you still drink it to relieve stress and have fun. This momentary pleasure obscures long-term effects, such as the potential to lose millions of dollars treating your liver. The opposite of an immediate return environment, a delayed return environment, means that you are fully aware that the actions you are currently taking will not produce immediate results. Still, you hope that in the future, you will get results. You can run in the morning every day, but it will not be enough to shape your body into an athletic one in just a week, let alone a day. You stopped drinking cola 3 days ago, but that doesn't mean you're losing weight right now. And in reality, we live in a delayed return environment. In contrast, our brains are almost the same as our ancestors, who embrace the mindset of an immediate return environment. As a result of how our brains work and contradicting reality, this can cause acute stress and anxiety. There is no guarantee that your morning run routine will help you lose weight. No guarantee running a diet will make your body slimmer. This potential failure makes you stressed and anxious. So, what are your options? How can you flourish in a delayed return environment filled with stress and anxiety? First, measure. Measuring something is an excellent place to start. It's impossible to say precisely how many pounds you will gain in the next 6 months, but if you track your weight loss progress weekly, it can help relieve stress and anxiety. There is no guarantee that you will have a six-pack abs in the next 6 months, but you can monitor your abs shape every week. There's no guarantee that you'll always be healthy and fit until you're old, but checking out a habit tracker can give you confidence that you're on the right track on your healthy lifestyle journey. In this process of measurement, an unknown quantity is made known. A situation becomes more apparent when it is measured. But measurement won't instantly cure your problems, but you can understand better where you are, what is going on, and why. And importantly, measuring keeps you on track. From the 3 illustrations, do you realize that you get a double advantage? For example, seeing the number on the scale drop 2 pounds in the first week gives you immediate satisfaction, immediate return environment, while waiting for a decrease of 10 kilograms in your next 6 months, delayed return environment. Second, divert your worry. I'll tell you how to give you a double advantage in one act. You have to shift your focus from the long-term problem to the daily routine that will solve the problem. Instead of worrying about being overweight, focus on running every morning. Instead of worrying about your belly getting more prominent, focus on how much time you spent in the gym today. Instead of worrying about how long you will live in good health, focus on designing a healthy diet for the week. Make sure that your daily routine provides you with immediate benefits and finds solutions to your problems that may arise in the future. The essential understanding enables this method to be successful: delayed returns. We have learned how to build good habits. We've understood the process of habit formation through the 4-step habit pattern and the principles that go with it. I hope this video helps you develop new healthy habits for a better quality of life. But wait, there is one thing that is no less important to explain. We all understand that habits take time to form, and getting the desired results often requires patience. Getting quick feedback on your progress while waiting for long-term results is also essential. Well, this is where we need the help of tools for this purpose. This tool is called Habit Tracker. A habit tracker is a simple and effective way to maintain habits in the long term. It shows you if you are on the right track and is an easy way to see if you're sticking to a routine. Keeping track of one's routines has shown to be successful for a large number of people throughout history. Benjamin Franklin is considered to be one of the most well-known. Franklin kept a notebook from the age of 20 in which he tracked his commitment to 13 personal virtues. These virtues included avoiding useless chat and constantly doing something productive. Franklin would keep track of his progress in each area each night. Like Benjamin Franklin, you can do the same too. Start with something simple, like a calendar, and mark each day you follow your routine. Alternatively, you can create this tracker in the format of your choice. Do as you please if you want. Here is how I did it. You qualify for an X 3 days a week if you exercise, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Calendars gradually become habitual notes for you. Your habit tracker is a visual reminder of your progress towards your goals. Good clues that you are making improvements can be seen here. There are 3 reasons why I think habit tracking is a good idea. It reminds you to act through the use of visual signals. You are encouraged to continue the progress you have made so far. When you keep a journal of your accomplishments, you gain a sense of accomplishment and self-worth. You already know the benefits of habit trackers in building lasting habits. It's time for me to give you a bonus in the form of tips on modifying the habit tracker into a more powerful tool than before. This tool is called habit contracts. The basic idea is that you commit to yourself and the people you consider influential in your life that you will be punished if you miss the routine you are building. As an example, you are building the habit of going to bed at night, getting up early, and continuing with aerobics. You told your wife that if you stayed up late, you would wash all the dirty clothes. If you wake up late, it's not the gardener tidying the grass in the backyard, it's you. If you miss aerobics, you have to pay for it by taking your wife shopping. Before I end this video, I'll summarize the entire content of this video as follows. You can't expect a dramatic shift in your life to result from a tiny change in your habits. But if you take that action into a habit that you carry out daily, it can bring about significant changes. It is not necessary to achieve breakthroughs or to completely transform every aspect of your life to transform your life. Instead, it is about cultivating a good pattern of behaviors that, when taken together, produce astonishing effects. Our journey has finally come to a close. I hope this video has helped you better comprehend the book's ideas. I urge you to pick up a copy of this book if you haven't already done so. James Clear's anecdotes and examples will help you learn more deeply. You'll be able to alter your perspective on building good habits. Thank you for watching. See you in the following video.